what's up, people? It's the For the Badge podcast. Manchester United have absolutely been obliterated at Anfield. It was an arrogant approach, I thought, and they got absolutely humbled. And I loved every second of it. I'll be honest, by the end of it, I was cackling with glee. I was when the seventh goal went in, I just laughed. I just started laughing because I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming right afterwards. All the smoke that's been going their way, I'm here for all of it. I've loved every second of the last 24 hours and the 24 hours before that, it must be said. But tell me you guys watched this. Got to see
Oh,
at least the
absolutely.
highlights. Yeah,
Absolutely.
glorious. Glorious. What are our first thoughts? There went mine. What are we thinking?
I guess the quad is off now.
High highs and low lows over here for Manchester.
I'd say. Oh, it's the lowest of the lows.
Right.
It's their worst loss in what was it? 90 years?
92 because 9 minus 2 is 7.
Had my
9
man
minus 2
not
is
just
7.
won a trophy, this would get you fired. Like,
hey, just saying, stock in 7-Up over in England has skyrocketed. Oh my goodness! Go ahead and get it. Fresh, refreshing taste of 7-Up.
7.
Oh man, those commercials used to be fantastic with Orlando Jones, where he's got the vending machine in the middle of the highway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what I have seen from all of the a lot of the content, I gotta say, I think yes, United are getting trashed, but Liverpool deserve a lot of credit too for this. It was a tight game for 40 minutes.
it was till the goal, right?
Yeah, but I thought, having said that, I do think that Liverpool brought more energy right from the rip, right out the gate. It was in your face, and defensively, United struggled to handle that, obviously. But even before the goal, I did think that they had their chances before the first goal, as well. But
Yeah, Rashford missed a sitter.
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Too.
I mean, it was a half chance. Let's not say it was quite a sitter, but
But for a guy that has scored as many goals as he's had, he should have put his foot through it.
Has to be said, as far as before all the goals happened, the approach from United for me was absolutely arrogant. There's only one word for it. It's arrogant. I personally, and you can go back a few episodes back, I said that Ten Hag had earned my respect for his in-game management and for learning his lessons.
No, they lost the plot. They got the hangover game, and they got punished.
How do you put Weghorst back in the sin role?
He's just trying to. I don't get it.
I don't understand how Shaw doesn't get subbed off in this game.
Doesn't get subbed off, doesn't get sent off. He tried to kick like 6 different guys.
I'm shocked Luke Shaw made it a full game here, and I think that's on Ten Hag just as much as it is the referee for sure, 100%.
I'm shocked that McTominay didn't get sent off for that tackle on Gakpo.
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty dangerous.
It could have been worse. That's what's crazy. Oh man.
Yeah, because they could have given up a penalty in the 89th by Luke
know.
Shaw.
That is so fitting. Perfect. I just don't know. I don't know why. Like, I want to dig in on this. Like, why you've seen how bad they are with, and then he pushed Bruno to the left. Bruno's not even like. When has he played on the left?
Right.
As much as I absolutely cannot stand Bruno Fernandes, and we'll get to that.
Oh, I hate you.
We'll get there in a second. He has had success in the cam, in the 10 role.
Yeah.
Sitting behind Weghorst. I mean, hell, Rashford would have been better behind Weghorst. Weghorst playing number 10 is a joke.
I don't know how he gets in the squad. I don't know how he gets in the
understand
squad.
it.
Well, he gets in the squad because of injuries, but playing him as your creator is a joke.
Yeah, that makes no sense. No sense whatsoever.
He works hard, I guess.
So he can't create though. So I mean, who cares how much you work?
And speaking of jokes, Bruno Fernandes is an absolute clown. You can go back from the very first episode of this podcast.
Yep.
I've been saying it all season
That's their
long.
captain.
I've said it during the World Cup that he was a clown. He was a bozo. And here we see the proof. You're your Manchester United captain. Are you kidding me? Just objectively. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But objectively, you're the Manchester United captain. You're crying on the field. You're asking to be subbed off at the end of the game. The wind blows up your jersey and you fall down like you've been knocked in the teeth. Come on, man. Come on. It's unacceptable. It's just absolutely astonishing that you're a professional. You're a professional. You're out there doing that. You're the captain. Everyone's looking to you when the game is gone absolutely out the window.
Yep.
You need to pull the
on
boys
track.
together and be like, look, it's 3-0 to our worst, biggest rival in the country, in history. We're down 3-0. We need to shore this up. We need to not take a hiding here. Nope. Rio Ferdinand would have never let that happen.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
Vidic would have
Vidic would have killed
kicked one
someone.
of his own guys.
They would have gotten reds. They would have redded out the game before they lost 7-0.
Yeah, no. See,
they would have
Bruno
forfeited the game.
Fernandes, an absolute sham of a captain, of a
And,
player. Wow, I can't even. Wow.
I feel like some of these were on De Gea too. Like I really feel like he just let him have it. Some of these are just so.
The thing is he's been really good during this run that they've been on, and I agree. It just he didn't really try on some of them. Getting beat near post. I mean, come on.
Right. That last one.
You should watch the Men in Blazers segment on this game. It's absolute gold. I love Roger Bennett from the Men in Blazers. Shout out to those guys. His eloquence is awesome, and the way he talks about David De Gea, the Anfield effect has shrunken him down, and he's made himself as small as possible. And it's great. You gotta watch that. It's so fun. But let's give credit, Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
First off, the first goal, just absolutely. Where's Varane going? Just takes one touch to the inside, and Varane is completely beaten, and then curls it home.
Yep.
Glorious finish. And goal. The pass from Andy Robertson, excellent. I can't even get. I don't even have the goal straight. I don't even have them straight. Was Nunez's header next?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was like behind him.
It was a good header.
Quality goal. But my favorite of the goals, well, I think the best of the goals, not my favorite. My favorite was number 7. But I think the most quality of the goals was the third. The little Gakpo dink pass.
Yeah.
Liverpool are like, where's this been all season? Where's this been since we brought you in?
Right.
You know? Fantastic.
Well, the positioning and the defending was really bad. I mean, it was funny because, the first goal, and I mean, if you listen to the halftime reports, people are like, oh, well, Ten Hag will fix it. And, and they were just, kind of, drinking the United, sauce or milk or whatever it is they drink. And
that special Michael
the
Jordan.
United tea.
But what was so funny is that the 2 goals came so fast in the second half. Like, they instantly came. And I was blown away because, like, I got a couple of buddies that are Liverpool fans. And I'm like, are you watching this? Because, I mean, it was atrocious. Like, the positioning, no one was getting back. And so, I mean,
I'm telling you, Luke Shaw lost his shorts.
It was ridiculous. And then it was insult to injury because the Salah goal was 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And the way he was turning them around, I'm like, my God. At that point, I'm like, the game is over, man. Because he didn't know where he was going.
He put the butcher in the rotisserie and spun him around like a roast chicken.
I mean, but you could see in that moment, he took his heart. Like, his heart was gone. And he couldn't defend anymore. And then 3 goals followed that. And it was because it could have been more than 7. It really
they had
really
8 shots on target, 7 went in.
Wow.
What's funny is
18 shots total. Holy cow! Yeah.
Well, it's funny in the first half, United had several chances where it didn't have to turn that way. United could have been up 2 or 3-1 in the first half. And so I would guess this is why the 2 goals that came so quickly probably shook them, because they're looking like we should be up. And I know there's no way. I mean, they're drinking the Kool-Aid too. They hear that, you got the greatest center defensive midfielder in the world, and they still do.
Greatest goal scorer and ever blessed England.
All of that. The greatest manager, the greatest stadium, it just goes everywhere. And then, so they were just, they came out expecting to do whatever. Now, I think one of the things is that Liverpool has been so inconsistent this year. So inconsistent, because even with the 7-0, I don't know what we're going to get from Liverpool next week. I have no idea what we're going to get from them. And that's because United was terrible. It was, yes, they took their chances, but United was bad.
Awful.
They were bad. So you can't, will they go out with confidence? I think so. But I don't know if they produce the same thing. Now,
they won't beat Madrid.
No, exactly. In addition to that, I look at that because now, because I think I sent it in the chat. This was actually before. Was it one? It was 1-0 in first half, and I think I texted the group. I was like, if this holds, and at 1-0, I was like, okay. I was like, they could maybe hold it. I was like, they go to 5th, and I was just, that was it. And then it was a massacre after that. And I think what that does is that it was funny. I saw a post on Twitter that said the commentators were confused because they didn't know which team to what's a PG-13 way to say it, to love more. They didn't know which PG-13 they didn't know which one to love more, and because they were like lost as like the meme with the buttons and stuff. And I was just like, because it was weird. They didn't know who they really wanted to support, because it's normally disgusting to hear it most times, but when it got to 3, it completely shifted to Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp is the greatest manager in the world, and because and we talked about this, so they listened to us, because remember they were talking about, so what does it look like with Gakpo and Nunez up front? We talked about this, and I was like, hey man, they're gonna sell solid, they're gonna get a wing, and those 3 will be up front. And that's what happened, and I'm glad in reality that happened, because while I don't necessarily want Liverpool to be good, the league is exciting when they're good. I give it that. I mean, it's exciting now. But it's really exciting when they're good.
Yeah, I mean, a Liverpool resurgence is good for the narrative, right?
Yeah, not a United one. I can't. I can't.
Well, it's good for the FA narrative, because the FA loves United and Liverpool.
Yeah, they do.
But this one went off the rails. Like this couldn't have been part of the narrative.
No.
Noodles didn't read the script. They sent it to him in English, so he was just like, "Oh, I have no idea what's going on today."
Yeah. What did I see it right? Because there was something where I think it was the 7th goal when Firmino scored, and did Klopp get angry about something?
Yeah, there was a pitch invader. He was ready to fight him.
No, but the pitch invader slipped. He was running towards the celebrating pack, like where all the Liverpool players got together and were celebrating. He was running. He slipped and 2-foot challenges Robertson. I think it was.
Yeah.
And
Robinson
damn near injured him. Yeah. The guy's been banned from the ground.
Forever, I hope.
Yeah. Klopp was livid that this guy had because at the time that Klopp was yelling at the ref, Robertson was getting treatment from the medic. Speaking of somebody who needs treatment, you remember in the chat, I had a counter going for horrible touches and passes from Casemiro. I stopped at 4.
How dare you, sir?
Minute.
You
it was like in the 17th minute. I stopped at 4.
I ignored that. You stop it.
Oh my God! Come on. He was drunk. He literally looked like
he is still hungover from the cup
from last night. He even
drinking out of the cup.
Carabao energy.
He was drinking from the cup,
and he was drunk. Oh my God! What a disgraceful performance! And I loved it. Yeah. I loved every second of it.
Well, I want to touch on the Bruno thing because when you guys were talking about that, I started thinking. That's why I didn't say anything. Bruno's always been like this. He's always been like this from when he got there and he was the penalty merchant. I don't deny that he's a good player. No one is going to say he's a bad player. His attitude and behavior is what is unattractive. But right. I dare say when Ronaldo left, he ramped it up, behaving like that. And we already knew that the Ronaldo thing was a situation. And I guess because he was sort of, feeling in the good graces of Ten Hag, he felt like he could do it. But he's literally behaving like Ronaldo was. Mm-hmm. And he's and he's not even close to Ronaldo level.
Right.
Ronaldo, if Ronaldo plays in this game, first of all, do they lose? Yes, they lose. But he scores though. It's 7-2. But sure, I mean, but he scores and he wouldn't have quit. And I don't know what that was, man.
Do you think the armband and the spotlight of being Manchester United captain?
I think because of it went with Portugal and his chance to kind of elevate there. I'm just using a phrase. I don't know him. I'm not really saying this, but it's some kind of egomaniac thing going on because he's been like that all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at the World Cup, he was diving around and moaning at the ref. What were you saying, Patrick?
I was gonna say, if you think about it, and I'm kind of speaking on the Chelsea side of things, but the one thing that we didn't like about Felix to start is he was kind of a flopper and stuff, and he's kind of stopped that. And I want to say it was because he watched Bruno do it for 2 weeks in Qatar. So I don't know, but I was gonna say I don't know what to take from this other than the Liverpool just thrashing them. But it also seems like this was like the perfect match by Liverpool. Can they, go next week and do the same thing again? I don't think so. I think that there's some pieces there now that they've been missing that it's going to allow them to be better. Yeah, but this was an all-timer, and we're gonna hear the narrative. Well, if Liverpool had been healthy all year, they probably would be leading the league or something crazy like that.
I think I heard that already. If I'm being honest,
you already heard that.
I actually disagree with that. And if you look at their performances this season, it's weird. It's really, really weird because you can see that they've got it.
Yeah.
But the only time they bring it is big ones.
Top flight
at
teams.
home.
Yep.
Let's be honest. At the Emirates, it was a barnstormer. It was a very high energy game, and they were up for that game. But at Anfield, man, that city result for me is still just as good as this. This is a sensational, and it feels awesome because it's their most bitter rival, biggest two clubs in England, blah blah blah. But beating City at Anfield, it feels just as good. That's a massive victory. They beat United at Anfield, and Arsenal go there on April 9th. And at first I was thinking about it. I was like, man, will they get up for the Arsenal game? Because last season it was 5-0. They 5-0'd us at Anfield. And so I think that if they get up for this game, I'll be happy with a draw. I'll be happy to get out of there without taking a hiding like that. Because we'll get to it later. As you see, Arsenal know how to ship some goals.
Well, the funny thing is, if you look at their schedule before they play Arsenal, they play Chelsea and City. They play City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. 3 consecutive games. And for the first two, the City game is away, the Chelsea game is away, and the Arsenal game is at home.
Yeah. So
I don't like that at all.
If they get smacked twice,
no, I don't like that.
God,
I don't like that.
And
a
then they go back
resurgent Chelsea gives them a game, and then City put 5 past them, and then we got to go to Anfield. Come on.
And then you got to go to Anfield.
What crap is that?
It's the FA narrative right there.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than the crap we saw on the field at Anfield from Manchester United.
No,
absolutely glorious.
You have to be embarrassed. I mean, as a player,
you won a trophy and then gave up the largest loss ever. Good job.
You know, the funny thing is talking about the trophy is a lot of people talked about what was the hangover from the trophy when Newcastle played City. And so it's a weird thing because you would think winning would do more. Because those are the 2 top flight, like both those games were like top 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
You would guess you would be up for them.
Yeah. No. Well, X, you said it, man. They gave up.
They gave up.
Like
first goal.
Like bad gave up.
I don't know what he said to them at halftime, but it made it worse.
You could see Luke Shaw trying to kick people.
Right.
Varane wanted to come off. Or no, that was the City game. No, but I mean, it was just a complete capitulation. No pride for the badge at all.
Gave up.
Which is astonishing to say about any Manchester United team. But like I said,
especially against your rival.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about City being their rival, and because they're both in Manchester, but like their rival is Liverpool. And to just lay an egg like that, like if I were a United fan, I would be, no pun intended, livid at, that Liverpool just did that, not only to the team, but also that the team didn't even respond. Like, I went back and finished watching the highlights here, and after they gave up the first goal, like, United stopped trying. I mean, it was like, okay, we're going to lose. Let's lose by 1. And then they, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, at one point, those goals, the 6th goal by Salah, he was standing there wide open. He just, pokes it into the net. There was no heart. There was no effort. And, I've been reading things on Twitter today where they're like, yeah, Ten Hag got at the training ground at 7 and the team got there at 9 and this, that, and the other. And, he's been upset. He should be more than upset. He should be like telling people, you're going to play like that, you won't start for this club any further.
Lapse.
If they wanted to let 7 in, they could have let Harry Maguire play.
Right?
Exactly.
Look, if Arsenal went to Tottenham and gave that performance, I would turn into X about Potter immediately. Like that would immediately be me. I'd be absolutely screaming mad. Calling for everybody to go.
Everybody gets gone.
Everybody's out.
You don't get to do that.
Slate clean because I don't want none of them playing.
You don't get to do that, right?
I don't want to see them in an Arsenal shirt again.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. If had he not just won the cup, this is cause for sacking. Like this was despicable.
Yeah. And I was gonna take it a step further.
Arrogant is a great way to put it, to be honest. It really was.
Me and X were upset about the effort in the Tottenham match. We lost 2-0. I mean,
and I was about ready to fly to London.
I know you were. You were.
So,
I mean, at some point, you just have to question, like, where's the heart in it all? I know you won the cup of the Carabao Cup. Nobody really cares about it, but hey, you celebrated like you had just won, the Champions League.
Didn't they have a parade?
They did.
I mean,
they didn't.
Did they?
I think they were going to.
I thought they were too. But I mean, we talk about sports in general, and and the idea of mercenaries and playing for the badge and playing for money. This is a total result of playing for money. That's all it is. There's no heart whatsoever in that team. there's no one to sit there. I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous, but there should have been players crying on that field because they played so horribly.
Bruno was crying. It was glorious.
Well, I mean, he always cries. So
I wanted to bottle them. It was great.
Did you see that he touched the AR?
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. And they didn't do a thing. And I read an article that said that VAR, because the PGMOLs puts out an explanation of their VAR decisions every week. And what they said about that decision, and I quote, "It wasn't looked at because it was handled on the field by the officials." They didn't do a thing.
They didn't do anything.
They didn't even acknowledge it.
It was funny because he went out and then the official walked in front of him and he shoved him. And initially I thought, well, I guess if he was kind of in the way you get it, but he shoved him.
Yeah.
I can understand if you kind of you nudge him out of the way so you can go, but he shoved him and the AR didn't do anything. And I'm like, is anybody going to say anything about that?
Right.
But at that point, and I'm being honest, I think the officials took mercy on them because that would have been a straight red. And Liverpool wasn't done. You think Liverpool wouldn't have scored more goals if they could have?
Oh yeah, Klopp would have.
I would have scored more.
He would have put. Yeah, he would have put.
Remember what I put in the chat? Remember what I put in the chat? I said United are praying for this game to end, and I didn't actually text my next thought. My next thought was Liverpool could go on playing this game forever.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that
flying high.
Now, you all probably saw the memes where it was a couple of weeks ago when Ten Hag or whenever he made that quote where he said, "What is it? Dynasties come to an end." Every single City fan couldn't wait to reply to that one because City beat them 6-3. So now I'm just saying. I mean, if I'm being honest, I mean I know Arsenal's done with them. I think Chelsea has one more. That means it's on you guys. You got to put up 5. You got to put up.
You got to have the best performance Potter's ever seen in his life.
Who's going to score 5 goals?
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Tell me this.
We haven't scored 5 goals since
putting up 7
January. No,
hey man, Thiago Silva has more chances created in the league than Anthony.
Yeah.
Allison has more chances created than Anthony.
Did you see
$90 million well spent.
Good job, guys.
You asked who's going to score, but Nunez scored 2. Scored a brace.
Here's my thing about this game, though, is it's one of those games where after the first one went in and you see Manchester United, you see the shift from the players on the field. When you're on a professional level and when you're a striker, if you're a striker and you want a goal and you've been hungry for a goal and you come across a team that did that, you are going to get yourself a goal today. It's because the other strikers around you are going to look at you and go, get one today. You're going to get one today. Today is the day to get one.
Bobby Firmino.
Right.
That's what it looked like for the 7th goal. Hey, man. Bobby's just said he's
on
his farewell tour.
Go get one.
He's just said he's on the farewell tour. He's not signing another deal. Let's get him a goal.
Yeah,
Let's get him a round of applause, standing ovation at the Anfield.
At home, right. Yeah. And I've played in those games, and, I've played against those games in big games or big conference games. And you're like, oh, no, yeah, because I want to score on Manchester United. So today is the day they're going to give us one, and it's easier today. And you saw it. You saw Nunez capitalize again. The first goal was give. I don't think anyone's stopping that. It doesn't matter. He hit the ball fair. He hit the ball hard in the air.
Yeah,
directed it. It was a great goal. The second one, that's just a different. We haven't seen Noodles, actually hit the broadside of a barn in a while. So, he wanted one, and he saw it.
Nunez scored versus Newcastle. He scored versus Madrid. He's scored in the game before this one, and he's scored twice today. So
I told y'all at the beginning, I would have gladly paid the $56 million for Darwin Nunez. Gladly.
Well, I think 30 minutes on
Liverpool United.
Cooking United is
that's historic though. That game
historic. Yeah, it is historic.
Yeah, absolutely history right there. History made.
Luke Shaw losing his shorts. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get the notification bell on for all the new videos coming up. Hope you had a wonderful night.